Hello all, welcome to our channel Poly Hipster. Here we will be discussing various fields of science and medicine. Today we will be starting with the field of endocrinology. So let's begin. So what is endocrinology? We have all heard of the term hormones. Endocrinology is the study of the glands and the hormones they produce. Hormones are substances which are secreted from these glands into the bloodstream and they act on different cells and tissues of our body. Also, one should understand various mechanisms of hormone secretion, hormone action, and feedback control system in order to understand the field of endocrinology in depth. It mainly requires understanding of intermediary metabolism, reproductive physiology, bone metabolism, and growth, how they are interlinked, and how understanding all these systems helps us to understand the science of endocrinology better. So, what are the main classic endocrine glands which are present in our body? Starting with the hypothalamus, which is located in our brain, we have the hypothalamus, pineal gland, pituitary, parathyroid, thyroid gland, pancreas, the adrenal glands, kidneys, and the gonads. These are the main endocrine glands that secrete their hormones into our bloodstream to control various metabolic processes. They communicate broadly with other organs through the nervous system, hormones, cytokines, and growth factors. So, what are the different types of glands which are present in our endocrine system? Starting with the hypothalamus. To simplify it, we can say that if we consider the whole endocrine system as a company, the hypothalamus is the CEO, which manages the whole endocrine system and gives it appropriate orders and signals through the releasing hormones. Now, these releasing hormones stimulate the pituitary, which we can say acts as the general manager, maybe, of the endocrine company, which causes the release of all the metabolic hormones from other glands in the body, such as thyroid, adrenal cortex, and gonads. Through this path, the hormone secretion process and the feedback takes place at a much slower rate, and therefore there will be a constant maintenance of the hormone levels in our blood. Whereas the glands such as parathyroid, adrenal medulla, and pancreas are not dependent on the stimulating hormones from the pituitary. Therefore, they act at a very faster rate. We should also understand that the immune system and the endocrine system are intimately intertwined with each other. We can give few examples such as adrenal glucocorticoid, which is the cortisol. It acts as a stress hormone. The level of cortisol in our body increases when the body is under physical stress. At the same time, the cortisol acts as a powerful immunosuppressant. Another example include the cytokine and interleukins, which have a profound effect on the function of the pituitary, adrenal, thyroid, and the gonads. All these things will be discussed later in detail in upcoming lectures. Now, let's discuss about the nature of hormones. What are the different types or different classes of hormones? How can they be classified? So, hormones can majorly be classified into five categories. First being the small amino acid derivatives, then small neuropeptides, then they could even be large protein, they could be made of steroids, or they could be derivative of various vitamins. Starting with the amino acid derivatives, the examples include dopamine, catecholamine, and thyroid hormone. Small neuropeptides include GnRH, which is gonadotropin releasing hormone, thyroid releasing hormone, somatostatin, vasopressin. Large proteins include insulin, luteinizing hormone, parathyroid hormone. Steroid hormones include cortisol and estrogen, whereas vitamin derivatives include retinoids from vitamin A and vitamin D. Now, hormones can be further classified into two categories based on their composition. into protein, which are water soluble, and fat, which are lipid soluble. The protein or water soluble hormone, the receptors for these hormones are situated in the cell membrane, whereas the fat soluble hormones, the receptors are situated either in the cytoplasm or in the nucleus. Protein hormones are polar in nature, whereas fat hormones are non-polar in nature. Examples for water-soluble protein hormones include pituitary, pancreas, parathyroid, and catecholamine. Whereas the fat-soluble hormone examples include steroids, thyroxine, corticosteroids, sex hormones, and vitamin D. Here I have mentioned that the amino acid tyrosine which is present in catecholamines are also present in the fat-soluble hormone thyroxine. That's all for now. See you soon with more information and details in our further lectures.